Merry Christmas everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Emily. Welcome to the DIYer because we can't afford to do otherwise. Well, I finally have my tree. So every single year we go out and get a real Christmas tree. So I have to wait until after Thanksgiving because you know it's like a fire hazard or something to have a tree any sooner. So I have to be patient, which is fine. I got the rest of my living room all decorated and now I finally got to work on my tree this week. And this year I wanted all new ornaments. I didn't like my old style from last year. Actually, I still do because I think I'm gonna put them up in my bedroom. But this year I just wanted new ornaments, and I was going for a more vintage, dark and moody vibe. And I think I got it. I mean, what do you guys think? Did I nail it or did I nail it? I really love it. I don't care if anybody else does, but I am in love with my tree. But I made all of the ornaments by myself. But quickly, before I tell you all about my ornaments that I made, I want to tell you my two biggest tips whenever you're going out to find a live Christmas tree. Number one is while you're out looking around for the perfect tree with your family, I want your eyes to be on the ground. You're gonna look for all of the stems that have fallen off of trees, all of the branches and everything that you can find that would make perfect fillers for the rest of your house. So the number one thing I love about our Christmas tree is the fact that it smells amazing the first time that you walk around or walk into the house. And so why not make that smell linger throughout your entire house? We put the stems, I put them in my bathroom, I put them on my dining room, I put them in my bedroom. I put them everywhere that I could find somewhere to spruce up a corner, make it look more Christmassy, but also spread around that natural scent. And I don't have to store those decorations. I just get new ones every single year. So that's a plus. The second thing I'm going to recommend whenever you are getting your tree is to ask the guy that's cutting down the tree, or if your husband is doing it, make him do it with, no matter how much he gripes and grumbles about it, make him cut off an extra little sliver off the bottom of the tree. We have done this every single year since we started getting our tree. And on one side I write what year it is, and on the other side I write something that's significant that happened that year. I'm still kind of racking my brain as to what I should put on this year. Maybe it's something about my son starting kindergarten, or I really don't know. I really don't know. I've had like really big life happenings almost every single year since then. So I don't know what to put on this year's tree. So if you have any suggestions, comment down below because I would love to hear them. Anyway, so let's get into the video, and I'm going to explain to you how I made all of the beautiful ornaments out of some ones that I found at the thrift store, so that you can do these all on your own out of old ornaments that you have lying around your house, or cheap ones that you found at the thrift store, or maybe grandma is giving away ornaments, because I feel like I probably could have just gone and rummaged through my mom's attic and gotten plenty of stuff. Maybe next year. Definitely next year. So without further ado, let's get into the video. First things first is the garland. So I know this dried orange garland is very popular and it's so beautiful and so cheap. Like obviously oranges are not expensive, so you can make this very cheaply on your own. You'll slice the oranges and then preheat your oven to 225, and then you put them in there for 1 whole hour. Once that hour is up, you're going to take them out and just turn the pans around. This is just to make sure that they're getting evenly dried out or baked and everything. But then after another hour, you're going to take them over and actually flip them. Bake for an hour, turn the pans around, bake for another hour, and then they're going to come out looking like this. Now, they weren't perfectly dry yet, but after leaving them out for a couple of days, they are very dry. Once they're dry enough, then you can start lacing them through. I use this big old needle, I think it's for crocheting, but I'm not 100% sure, to go through them with just some twine and these wooden beads that I got off of Amazon. I'll link to those down below, but I will give you this one tip that don't just slide your orange all the way down, because then it will rip in half, because they're still a little fragile. I think I needed to give them a couple more days, but pull it through one side and then go through and pull it through the other side so that you don't rip the orange. But otherwise, these are beautiful. I love them on my tree, but I also hung them up on garland all over my house. I got this humongo set of ornaments from the thrift store for only $15 for 100 ornaments. You know, the sparkly sparkly and the shiny and the everything, not my style. So I'm gonna try a few DIYs to give them a different kind of look, the more vintagey vibe that I'm going for. Luckily, I'm not using all of the ornaments because the first step is to pop off the top, but whenever I'm popping them back on, some of them broke. But that's okay, I have plenty of ornaments, but I did that to all of those before I could actually get started on the actual craft. I had some extra styrofoam laying around and skewers that I put the ornaments on so that they would be easier to paint, but tip, don't put them this close together because then it's really hard to get the bottom. Next step was to spray paint them with Rust-Oleum hammered spray paint. The hammered spray paint was adding to the texture that was already there with the glitter because I'm going for a almost kind of like a rusty, old vintage metallic, almost metal type ornament. But of course I can easily accomplish that with Rub and Buff. You guys know how much I love that. If you didn't see my last Rub and Buff video, I'll link it down below. These turned out so beautiful. Just reattached the topper and added ribbon to it and hung it on my tree. It looks great. The next ornament I did was these teardrop shaped red ones that are bright and shiny. Pretty much the whole reason I bought this pack, because I really wanted this vintage shape of an ornament, and these were pretty much perfect. But the bright shiny red look to them was not my style, so I was going to tone that down with just some acrylic red paint. Okay, I'm heading in the right direction, but I'm not there yet. These are better, not so shiny, but I wanted a little bit more of an antique look. So I thought the best way to do that is alcohol ink, but I don't have alcohol ink and I don't want to buy any because when I'm pouring too, I'm impatient. So I looked up a tutorial to see if I could make alcohol ink, and somebody did it out of food coloring and alcohol, which I have both. So we're gonna try this and see what happens. Okay, so I don't want to say that worked, but I don't want to say it didn't work either. I was just, getting frustrated and trying to make it work, and I gave up after a while. What I did end up doing is dry brushing on some of my Waverly waxed paint onto just like the in-between parts there, and then I used Rub and Buff on the edges where it kind of was raised up on those ribbed places, and I really loved how these turned out. After that, I also used Rub and Buff on the toppers and added the ribbons back to the top because I think the ribbon just gives it a much more high-end look than those little skinny strings that they come with, and I really love how these turned out. When I was cleaning up my fall decor, I was not ready to put the amber glass stuff away yet. So I decided to incorporate it in my decor, and the best way I think I can do that is by making amber glass ornaments as well. Now I'm a little worried about keeping ornaments on my tree because if you have seen my children, they're a little crazy, but even worse so, my dog has a tail of destruction and so I'm a little scared, but these were only $4 from Hobby Lobby, so I think I'll be okay. I'll survive, I hope. First step is to remove the top and be gentle because I broke one while even trying to do that. And then take those outside and spray paint them. I'm also, just side note, going to say find some foam that you can use to spray paint them, because as you can see, every single time I push the spray, they like hop around like little bugs, and it was very frustrating. So find some foam. I did the exact same process with these as I did with the vases and pumpkins and all that I made in my fall crafting video. So if you would like to see that, I will link it down below. But these were so easy to do and so fun, and the end result is just stunning. These are definitely my favorite ornaments. You have to bake them for 2 hours at, I think, 200 degrees. I put them in this muffin tin because that was the easiest to keep them in place. Added the toppers back on and the black ribbon, and they are beautiful. This last ornament, you're going to need an old book. I have plenty of these sitting around just for using as decor. I never read them. You also need a glue stick, pair of scissors, and cardstock. Now, I wanted to use the old book to save myself on ink because, ink is expensive. But I glued the book page onto cardstock to strengthen it up if you don't want to cut up a book, because I feel like my college best friend would probably come after me for destroying a book, but Becca, it's okay, I promise. Anyway, but I made this beautiful star, and it would honestly take me way too long to explain it for this particular video, but if you do want a step-by-step tutorial for it, comment below and I will definitely make one for you. To finish off the look, I used velvet ribbon on the inside of the tree just to add some color deep within it, but also fill in gaps. And I used satin ribbon that I got from Walmart on the tips of the tree. And then I also got baby's breath from Walmart. I think baby's breath is like a perfect flower because it kind of looks like snow from a distance, but it adds a little bit of character to it as well to finish off this beautiful vintage dark and moody inspired tree. I am absolutely love it. Tell me what you guys think down below. One little bonus tip for you, that if you're like me and it feels a little bare underneath the tree because it's waiting for presents, this is what I like to do every single year. Is I don't keep my kids' Christmas themed books out all year long, because one, they will just get bored of them, or two, they would get destroyed. So I store them with my Christmas decorations. I use this wire basket, and this is just a Christmassy feeling scarf. If I ever need to use a scarf, I'll just pull it back out. But I put the books in there, but my kids love that there's books underneath the tree that they can access and read, and it just adds to the festive vibe, and I love it. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below with what your favorite ornament was, or which one you're just gonna try out. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, because I have more Christmas crafts coming up. Hopefully that I can get done before our schedule gets too crazy. Happy crafting, guys. Merry Christmas, and I'll see y'all next time.